Hello, welcome to the Cannabis Investor. My name is Alyssa Boston, and today our guest is Garvis Toler, President of Data Services at Helix Technologies. Hi Garvis, how are you doing today?
Very well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and give us a quick pitch on the company? If you only had 30 seconds, how would you describe Helix Technologies?
Wow, okay, well, I recently joined last August and I've had a pretty long and diverse career in both Wall Street, technology, software, data. I ran the capital markets for the New York Stock Exchange for a couple of years. I've worked in crypto as well, so lots of exciting industries. But I was really excited to join Helix Technologies last August because the cannabis industry is not only an exciting growth industry, but it's an important one to really the health and wellness of the world. I know that sounds kind of a grand description, but I really believe that. Helix is the top critical infrastructure services company in the industry. And that means we're really serving what businesses and governments need to actually create a transparent and thriving industry. So we operate in four segments. One is BioTrack, which is a seed to sale tracking system used by both governments and operators to manage the complexities of compliance and running a business in the legal cannabis industry. The second is Cannalytics, which is taking all of the thousands and thousands and really billions of data points that we have over the last decade and finding a way to use that for business intelligence. And again, this is used all throughout the supply chain from growers all the way to retailers. Excuse me. The third is Helix Exchange, which is an online compliant exchange really designed to help facilitate both transactions and price discovery. And then the fourth is security, and that's really focused more on digital security and surveillance from a technology perspective. Did I make it in 30 seconds?
Close. Well, you're obviously doing rather well. Why cannabis and why Helix?
So again, cannabis offers, at least today, one of the most powerful medical opportunities that is out there, and this is going to continue to grow over the next several years. Helix sits again in the infrastructure space. By some estimates, cannabis industry participants are going to spend $500 million just over the next 12 to 18 months on technology and software that helps facilitate business. As a leader, Helix is sitting in a wonderful place to take advantage of some of that spend, and really it's about providing the tools necessary for the industry to grow and thrive.
So let's talk a little bit more about the stock prices. Could you elaborate on those?
Well, there have been lots going on really worldwide in terms of stocks. And if you look at the stock prices in the cannabis industry, what we saw over the past couple of years is some pretty interesting action. First, it's not a surprise to anyone to think to realize that this is really a bubble in the past couple of years. There was lots of capital chasing very few companies. There was a lot of excitement and valuations got really frothy. And there were companies that were probably ahead of themselves that received a lot of capital, burned through that capital, and therefore some investors were burned. We saw this start to overcorrect last year, where I think a lot of the stock prices got punished too much to reflect the reality of the opportunity that we have in front of us. And so I think smart investors are looking at this industry today and seeing quite a few values, and I think that should continue into 2020.
So where do you see this market heading, both short-term and long-term?
Well, let me start with the caveat that if I knew the answer to that, I'd be a very wealthy man right now. Not working. But without having a crystal ball, I think, again, if you look at stock prices, ultimately reflect fundamentals of companies. This is a huge industry that's growing rapidly. I think there are lots of changes that are going to come down the pipe from regulatory changes, different countries getting involved. There's a lot of excitement around this, and I think stock prices will eventually reflect that.
Awesome. So what does this all mean for Helix?
So we're going to continue to provide wonderful products. We're going to innovate. We're going to expand our reach internationally. Right now, we operate in 38 states, 9 countries on 5 continents. There's lots of really exciting movement afoot globally. And so Helix is really well poised to be at the forefront of that. And we're going to continue to try to do that and be an advocate for the industry itself. Again, like I said, this is a very important industry, and it needs a lot of players really thinking about some of these complex challenges.
So you mentioned data a few times. What role do you see data playing in this space?
Well, by some estimates, people think data now is worth more than oil. So if you think about the power of having data, all decisions are made by modern companies using data. It's still early days in the cannabis industry, so we feel that as a leader in this space, we have the ability to help shape that conversation and really bring some tools to bear. And again, being over 2,200 locations over the past decade or so, we think we're sitting on a lot of the expertise and data that the industry is going to need to thrive.
Awesome. So what separates Helix from other competitors in the space?
Well, experience for one. We've been around a long time, and it's a very young industry, so it's kind of funny to say that. But at the same time, we also have a best-in-class management team. Scott and Zach, co-founders, I've known them for decades, and they've really done quite a powerful job through acquisition and organic growth in building a very exciting company that's on the forefront of technology. And I think that's a little bit different when you look at our collective expertise and our ability to combine industry experience with also outside experience from both frontier markets, from Scott and Zach and their career, and also my career on Wall Street and technology. So we think that really sets us apart.
How can investors get involved, and where can they find more information on Helix Technologies?
Well, we are a public company traded OTC, so that means that investors do have direct access, not through one of the major exchanges, but OTC really allows retail investors to take a look at our company. Our ticker is HLIX. And because we are public, there's a lot of information out there in the public domain. We are following all the same rules as companies listed on the major exchanges in terms of disclosure and regulatory systems. And so there's a lot of information out there on our website, and we're excited to tell the story and look forward to more folks getting involved.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate the interview.
Thanks for having me.